We are live. This is the first time we're doing this podcast, guys. The very first time. I had this idea literally like 3 days ago, and now we're doing it. And I think the name is going to be something casual. And I think we said we like it.
Love that. I love it.
Love it? Okay. So we'll do some introductions since it's the first time doing it. I forgot that I need to look at the camera because there's a camera now.
You do.
My name is Jimena Moreno. I'm 26 years old. I'm from Peru. I don't know. I like to work out, and I like to podcast, and I'm a realtor, so hit me up if you need to buy or sell a house. And let's introduce Daniel.
Dan the man.
Daniel. My name's Daniel Marcus, and I'm 24, and I'm about to graduate in civil engineering. And that's all there is. That's all there is to me.
Okay, well, I'm Jimena Moreno. I'm actually Juan Moreno's younger sister. Fortunately, thank God he was blessed with my presence. I'm actually 21 years old, and I am just winging it.
Yeah.
And this is my bestie.
We're besties. Yeah, I'm Emily. I'm 22. I do eyelashes, you know, if you need your lashes done. Your pretty lashes.
Okay, I think we should mention that you are actually not single. So the person that would I guess is going to take the brunt of the interviewing here is going to be Emily because you are out in the dating scene right now. So just an FYI for everybody out there.
For a while, yes. So I am the one that has been in a long-term relationship for 5 years now.
Jesus Christ.
But I am the one that also gives everyone else relationship advice with...
She has the relationship advice. She has the single advice.
Yeah, so she's got the single
You
advice.
gotta, sometimes she doesn't know, but sometimes she does.
The thing is, I feel like it's always important to have an outside perspective, and I feel like I'm that outside perspective that...
Looking in.
Yeah, the outside perspective looking in that maybe sees things that you might not see when you're so blinded when you're in it, you know, when you're in the dating game,
Yeah.
right?
So I guess we can start off, and Daniel, you feel free to at any point, just if you have questions or anything that like comes up that you want to ask these two. But I think the number one thing, and the reason why I made this, is I had an idea of dating right now is super weird, especially with online dating, especially with like, you know, Tinder, Bumble, all the dating apps you can get. Not only was it already weird before COVID because it's online dating, but I feel like now it's even taken up to another level with COVID. How's that been for you, Emily? Like what's it like being on Tinder and like having to match with people and like going through like filtering out guys and whatnot?
Well, I mean, honestly, I feel like I haven't been on in a while. Like, I feel like I've honestly given up. I hate dating. I hate online dating. But I feel like, I don't know, it's so hard to pick through them all, especially, like, you never know what you're getting, ever.
That's
Really?
true. You can't really judge a book by its cover.
And that's why I hate dating online, too, is because you never know. Like, you can meet someone in person, and then online you would never swipe on them, but, like, in person you'd be like, oh, you're so great. Which is why I feel like it's so hard dating online.
Yeah, you might want to get a little bit closer to your mic.
So sorry.
No, I know. I need to get like the actual like arm things that come out, and so it'll just be in front of your face, and you can just move the mic. Like,
Yeah.
if you want to like lean back, you can like lean back with it.
Yeah.
But I'm not that high tech yet. Sorry, guys.
I wanted to say something off of what she said, about how there's just so many to pick through. You just brushed over that, but that's kind of like the biggest thing I think that guys suffer with is girls just have too many options.
Oh, and guys suck at taking pictures.
Yeah, okay.
Guys do. They do. You know how many times girls have to be like, wait, but let me like find like...
Let me find a good one.
Like, he's not good at taking pictures. I promise he's cute in person.
Yeah, 100%.
The inverse of that is that girls that are actually not that cute, they know how to take pictures too. Like they know how to play the angles. And I remember when Tinder was first a thing, it was really hard to like tell if a girl was a catfish or if she was actually cute or not because you didn't know yet like what to look for. Mm-hmm. Now it's like, oh, way too many filters. Oh, there's no body shots. She's not smiling. Like that kind of stuff.
No body shots.
I'm just saying.
I mean, that's a huge red flag, I feel.
It is.
Yeah.
You know, because everybody has preferences.
Yeah.
So.
Everyone does have preferences. I feel like there's someone for everyone out there. It's just a matter of being open.
Which is why I feel like it is good too to like kind of like, even though you might be like, I don't really want to go with this guy, like it might be good because you never know what you're getting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you could be like, okay.
Sometimes it's worth the risk because at the end of the day, if they have a shitty personality, you're not going to like them. And if they have a really amazing personality, you can end up finding them like more attractive than you did in the beginning.
Which is why I feel like online dating is hard.
Yeah.
You learn from everyone, even if it's a bad date. You learn from it.
That's true.
It's true. It makes you one step closer to the one.
True.
That brings me to something that I actually wanted to ask you because I actually had one of the girls, and I'm sure she'll be watching at some point. One of the girls that we matched with on Tinder, she was like, "Oh, I haven't gone on any dates. Like, I just barely started, but I do really want to know, like how it goes. I want to listen to the podcast." And I was like, "Okay, I'll hit you up afterwards." And then she actually texted me again. She was like, "Hey, I have an idea. You guys should have a segment where you talk about cringe bios. Have you had any of those yet? Where you look at their profile and like what their bio
I feel
says."
Like every single guy I come across has such a cringe bio. Why?
What's
Like
a good bio? What's a good bio?
I don't know, but I feel like majority of men, like their bios are so cringe. Like they're trying so hard, and I'm like, you didn't need to put that. Like I don't know. Like I wish I had Tinder pulled up so I could just be like, this is so cringe.
I figured the best way to do it is the less you tell, the better. Like,
yeah, I mean,
short bio, few pictures.
I do like Hinge better than Tinder. So like
Hinge?
Yeah, have you ever heard of it? So like Hinge gives you like a bunch of different options. It tells you more about the person rather than them like trying to explain themselves. So like it tells you like their height, like their age. It tells you if they smoke, they drink. Like it gives you like a bunch of different kinds of things. If they want a relationship, if they want kids, if they have kids.
That's what
Like
Bumble
important
does.
details.
Yeah, important things that you would want to know rather than like Tinder's just like you could like sup. Like
Yeah, the bio.
swipe, yeah.
That's what I actually love about Bumble is you can literally just see everything about the person right there at the top.
Yeah, and so you can be like immediately, okay, yeah, no, I
Everything.
don't want to swipe at this guy. Like, there's been some guys who have, like, in their bio, like, I smoke, like, cigarettes or I do drugs. I'm like, ew, why would you put that? I don't want to.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's why
Yeah.
they put that, though, is they get it out there. They're getting it out there so you know, so you don't. It's not a
So that
surprise.
it's not like
Yeah.
a surprise. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
That's more, that makes a lot of sense.
And I feel like some guys do fail to put things, which is why later, like, you figure it out and you're like, why did you say that?
There's usually a reason that they failed to put it.
Yeah, and so it's like, okay.
So how many dates, I mean, how long have you been like online dating now?
Oh my gosh, so I feel like, I mean, I dated back in like 2018 online, and I didn't go on a ton just because I feel like online dating scares me.
It is, yeah.
So
It can
I
be
feel
scary.
like I have to be like, okay, I feel like this guy won't kill me, but
And that's honest.
yeah. So I feel like I haven't been on a ton, but the ones that I have been on, I'm like, I'm never online dating. Like,
After
Really?
the date.
yeah, after I've been on the date, I'm like, you look nothing like your picture, which I don't know how guys can catfish you, but I've been on so many catfish dates.
Really?
Yeah, and I've been surprised because I'm like, you look like you can kind of see it in their pictures, but then you meet them and you're like, you look nothing like that, which I don't know how guys do that.
I would always think that it'd be harder for a guy to do that.
That's what I would
I feel like
me
for
too.
girls it's easy because it's like filters, makeup, angles, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But for a guy, it's like you kind of just have to put it out there.
Well, and
you
I
know?
feel like guys suck at pictures anyway, so when they have a good picture, I'm like, oh, they must be cute because they look cute in their pictures.
I'm not. I know I'm not photogenic at all, so I don't really have great pictures, and I think that's where I suffer. I just need someone to take the pictures of me.
I feel
I'll
like-
take one of you, Daniel.
I feel like as long as a guy has one good picture, he's okay. If there's no good pictures, like if a girl can look at your picture and she's like, there are no good pictures, she's most likely gonna swipe the other
Yeah.
way. Like
Really?
she's gonna be like, but if I find one good picture, I'm gonna hold on to that and I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna swipe because he.
What about
will
one
either
bad
look-
picture? There's
It's
always
okay.
that one picture that can make you get the swipe left.
Yeah, but I feel like for me, when I'm looking for guys, if he has one good picture, I'm gonna be like, okay, there's either like he's like his ugly pictures or he looks like his good picture. So like I don't want to swipe them away because if he looks like his good
That's
picture,
true.
That's really good
That's
advice.
actually true because
Yeah.
I'll look at like a girl's dating profile, and like sometimes they have like a really really good picture.
I would date her, but I wouldn't date her.
But then you're like, okay, so this is obviously like her pride and joy picture,
the one
right?
she posts everywhere.
And so then you have to like scroll down to like her crappier pictures and look at those and be like, okay, so this is how she looks on her worst day. This is how she looks on her best day. So
Yeah.
can I still, is the margin too large or is it
Yeah.
within what I would like as far as a physical attraction. What is like a big turn off for you on like a profile? Like instant, like nope, swiping left.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like for me personally, I usually get on Hinge, so like not Tinder. So most of the time people put like a bunch of stuff on there about themselves because it gives you the option.
Yeah.
And if a guy says he smokes weed, I swipe left immediately.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
I don't like that. And I don't mind, like I can like hang out with people who do it, but like if I'm gonna date you, I definitely don't want that.
I feel like it just changes the environment. And I know everyone has different
And
opinions.
you're kind
on
of
it.
talking to like two semi-potheads right now, so.
Oh my, you guys are not potheads. You guys just like to pretend.
420 friendly.
I mean, do you guys smoke like every day?
Sometimes.
No,
I don't
not
think
every
we're potheads
day.
though. Like we're
My
not,
sister's like, no, not every
what,
day.
we're not potheads, and you said it the other day. We're not the kind of potheads that like.
So
We don't wear the marijuana flag, and we're not those kind of potheads.
Yeah,
Like they're not like smoke weed.
So
every
what
day.
I was telling Daniel is there's people that smoke weed, and there's people that they smoke weed.
They tell
Like
they
you
smoke
you
weed.
look at them and you're like, yeah, they're probably baked right now.
Oh,
Yeah, and I feel like that's the biggest turnoff ever.
Well, which is why I'm usually like no, because I don't know which one you are.
Or
'Cause,
turn
like,
on. Might be a turn on for some.
That's true. You don't know how they are, and the thing is, like, the guys that are like real freaking potheads that are smoking every day and are high 24/7, it's just such a turnoff because you just feel like you never like can speak to them and have them be in like their regular peace, like normal
Well, and
state
I
of
just-
mind.
Yeah,
I
so
just-
for you potheads out there, this is some sound
You're never
advice.
gonna
right
find
here.
love.
There's
No,
a
we're
rude
gonna
awakening.
find love. You'll
A rude
find
awakening.
love.
Wake up! You gotta drop the pot, or you'll never find.
No,
love.
I feel like you'll find love, but with everything, there's a balance.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you overdo something, even if you're like freaking, I don't know, addicted to coffee, like that's literally
Me.
going to put you in a
Me.
bad mood.
That's the thing. There's everything.
No, but
everything's good
really.
in moderation.
Yep.
Everything is good in moderation. Is even as simple as like,
Yeah.
you know, eating too
There
many
there
sweets.
is the antithesis of that is there's actually this quote that I really like. Can't remember who it's by, but it's everything in moderation, including moderation. So what that means is like every now and then you have to just do full sends. You know,
Yeah.
like every now and then you got to get shit faced drunk. Every now
Oh,
and then
yeah.
you got to get super high.
Which is totally fine. Like I would date someone who's like, oh, I like to smoke weed every now and then, but the fact that they put it on there makes me feel like you smoke it daily.
Yeah.
You
Okay,
put it
okay.
there.
I think it's okay if you smoke weed. That shouldn't be all you do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like kind of like for fun, like oh we're going to a party, I'm gonna smoke, or am I like okay I'm gonna drink.
That's
But-
interesting that you said that because I usually put like in my profile I'll put that I smoke, but it's just kind of like as a disclaimer.
Like
but
I do.
but you're
sometimes.
you're saying that maybe it'd be better if I didn't put that out there and
'Cause,
just
like,
have them
if
find out
you-
later because I don't do it enough to like justify me putting it.
Yeah.
There.
Right. So like
Okay.
if I were you, I probably wouldn't put it just because if to me I look at it like oh you constantly smoke.
Yep.
Right.
So like you put that like it's a daily thing.
Because when you're putting it in your description or whatever, your bio, you're basically letting that be a characteristic of who you are.
Yeah, like it's
Interesting.
You.
Girls fucking they analyze bios and
I know,
profiles
it's
way
interesting.
differently than guys do.
Oh, I can't even tell you how.
I won't even. Sometimes I won't even look at what
Oh,
it says. I'll
I
just be
was
like, oh,
just
she's
gonna
hot.
No,
You know?
I put stuff in my bio and I'm like, did this guy even read my bio? Because we'll be having a conversation and he'll be like, oh, wait, what? And I'm like, it's in my bio. Like, you freaking idiot. Like, if you weren't about it, why'd you swipe? Because you
Yeah.
saw a pretty face?
So where do
come
you
on.
work?
Yeah,
Right
it's
there,
like I
man.
put it in my bio. So it doesn't make sense to me. Like, I swear, guys, do not look at anything. And girls are going to, like, read that up and down. They're going to freaking know, like,
That's
everything.
so interesting.
Yeah.
That's actually I'm learning something new right now.
But you have to think about it like this. If someone were to put like, I love drinking alcohol, wouldn't you think, okay, maybe they drink a lot?
Yeah, maybe they're an
It's the
alcoholic.
same thing with weed. Like when you see
Well, I don't put I love smoking weed. I just like on Hinge.
Uh-huh.
It's
Yeah.
just like an option
It's an
you can
option.
click on. Like it'll just say like
Yes or no.
Which I do like that about Hinge because on Bumble it's
Smoking.
Do you drink? And it's like it gives you like 4 different options. It's like socially,
Yeah.
a lot,
A lot.
not at
never
all.
a lot, yeah.
And then it's
Smoking. And it
then-
shows a
then-
cigarette.
Yeah, smoking and it's just a cigarette. But the nice thing about Hinge is that it gives you smoking, alcohol, and pot. So you can like put
It also
pot.
has pills.
Because I feel like there's and pills.
It has
pills?
It
pills.
has pills.
Like, who would put that?
Oh my
That's
gosh,
like basically
yeah.
like, don't date me.
Well, hey, everyone. Some people wouldn't want to date someone that doesn't like.
Oh
pills.
yeah.
All right. So we are back. We just got cut off because apparently the app that we were using only allows us to record for 15 minutes tops unless we buy it, which I'm not about to buy anything right now. And I totally forgot what we were talking about, and we can't really go back and look at it because it would take too long. So, Daniel, you say something.
I had a question. For a minute, but I can't remember what it was. So there you go.
Oh, that's great.
That's
That's
your
great.
question.
That gives me so much to work off of.
I did have a question. I can't remember. I'll think about it.
Wait, so how has your guys' dating life been? Like,
Yeah.
It's just hard because I try to be nice to girls because I think I find most attractive a girl is when she's super into me and like is into me. And
That's
so
what I think too, which is why I'm always so confused with men.
you like guys that are super into you and are
I like-
straightforward about
yeah,
it. They're just like, I think you're really
straightforward.
cool, and I think I'm like interested in you.
Yeah.
I like that. I don't get it.
I don't like the games that are played.
I don't think.
Oh my gosh. And I feel like
I think
everything is
a lot of
about
people
freaking
do like the
games.
games though.
You know the thing, though?
This guy's not playing
Is
games. Ooh.
a lot of girls say they don't like the games, but they are full on 100% playing it.
Well. I feel like the girls play the game.
I know what Jimena's about to fucking say. Okay, you keep going.
I feel like the guys start the games and the girls feel like they have to continue the game in order for the guy to like them.
Here's the thing. From my outside,
Oh, yeah?
From my outside perspective, just because I've spoken with Emily about it, I've spoken with my other friends about it with their whole freaking dating situation. You go into the dating game knowing that people are gonna fucking play games. And that's the problem. You go in with an expectation that, okay, I have to make sure I don't text back too quick. I have to make sure I'm not too
shit.
available.
Yeah.
I
You know
have
what,
to
though?
make
That
sure
is
this,
true.
that.
That is true. Like, girls get... like, I've gotten turned off before from girls texting me, like, too quickly.
Stop, that's a thing.
Yeah.
See, for me, I'm usually like, I'm gonna text him. Like, if he messages me and I'm on my phone, I'll message him back. But if,
okay, so not too quickly. Sorry, I meant to say too quickly because I actually like that. Because I text back really fast because I'm literally on my phone all the time for
Same.
work. Like, I cannot not have my phone next to me because if I get a phone call or whatever and it's real estate related, I have to be able to pick it up.
Right.
So I respond to people really fast. So I like that. What I haven't liked before though is like when I'm really busy, like doing calls or like in a conference or I'm in a meeting with a client or something, and there's a girl that's just like blowing my phone up, like 2 messages, 3 messages, 4 messages. I'm just like,
Where it's like overbearing.
it's like okay, like I can understand if you. I can understand if you text me and you ask me a question.
Keep going.
I can understand
I'll say something.
if you text me and you ask me a question and then you give me like more than 30 minutes to respond. But if you're just like, you know, it's 5:05, 5:10, 5:15.
Who's doing that shit though?
You'd be surprised.
Really?
Yeah.
That's like some needy, clingy shit.
But you know-
I feel like,
Red flag.
You know
right
what
there.
though? Experiencing that made me realize why when I used to do it, it was so annoying and
See?
such a turnoff for girls.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's not necessarily a game thing. Maybe that's more of like a just have a little common sense.
Well, I feel like it also has to do with insecurity. It's like you're letting yourself overthink, like, why isn't he texting me back? Let me double text him to see if I can get him to respond. This and that. I just feel like that more so shows, you know, your level of self-esteem and you're just overthinking. You have anxiety when it comes to dating. You want to make sure
You
that
want
you're...
people to like you.
Yeah, you want
Yeah.
people to like you. And I feel like maybe that's why sometimes girls or guys can come off as super overbearing with like double, triple, quadruple texting you all the time.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I also. What?
The thing that you do.
He
is
was
so
like,
funny.
I've
You go-
been
you go,
waiting for
I've
this.
been waiting. I'm waiting my turn.
You have the floor, Daniel.
Never mind.
No. Say what you're
No,
gonna say.
say it.
No, I was gonna branch off of. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Daniel, you can't be forgetting
Were you
everything
gonna say
you're
something
gonna
about
say.
like how you do like it?
I like when girls message me back fast and are interested. And I look at the amount of lines that a girl is sending me. If the conversation is
Yep.
one-liners, I'm
Yeah.
not interested. If they're starting to get
If
into,
it's boring.
I like when I can get to the 6 or 7 line messages with girls.
I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
I love
yeah,
when a
yeah.
guy
Like-
seems interested.
Yeah, because you're actually talking with them. You're not just like
Do you
doing
hear that,
what
guys?
you think you should
Emily
be
likes a
doing.
guy that seems interested.
Well, and if they seem interested and they're like trying to get to know you, that makes it more like, oh, okay, this guy really wants to get to know me, rather than like he's just trying to get in my pants. Like
let me
yeah,
ask you a
that
question
part.
though. If a guy that you don't deem attractive is doing that. Exactly what you said you like, right? Texting you a lot, like being very, very, like, you know, intuitive.
Right.
Versus a guy that you do find attractive, you're probably going to find the one that's unattractive kind of annoying.
Right. Well, I guess it depends. I feel like it depends. Like, if I know you and like we know, like if I met him online and he was doing that and there was nothing really like, you know, prior to that and he was just doing it, I'd be like, what's wrong with you? Like, what are you doing? But like, if we'd been on dates before or like we knew each other, we were friends, like I would have no problem with that.
Okay, that makes sense. But if it's a guy that you just matched with and you gave him your number and you're not super attracted to him because you haven't met him yet, stuff, you'd probably be like. So okay, let me kind of like give you more of a clearer picture.
Okay.
So let's say we're comparing between two guys. One guy you like. Okay, so both guys you just barely matched with, and both of them you just gave your number to them.
Okay.
And let's go under the assumption that you gave your number to one of the guys who you don't find very attractive.
Okay.
You probably wouldn't do that, but but for the sake of the story, like let's just say you did that.
Okay.
If they're both texting you a lot, you're probably going to not be annoyed at the guy you're attracted to, but you're going to start getting annoyed at the guy you aren't attracted to.
So, okay.
Makes sense.
So I feel like
it wouldn't make sense if it only makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. I feel like yes, I would probably be like not as into it because clearly I'm not into him. But I feel like if a guy is showing genuine interest, I don't want to like discount him and be like, you're annoying or whatever.
Right.
Because if I meet him and I like him, like I feel like personality is a huge thing. So I feel like it can make me like someone if they're ugly.
But I
You
feel
know
like
what I mean?
also you have to. But I feel like you also
You
have
heard
to.
it. You heard it here first, guys. If you're ugly, you still got a shot. It's.
You do. I've dated some
With us ugly guys, we
questionable
got a
men. She knows. I've dated questionable men.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. You also have to kind of like play off people's responses and things like that. Like if you can tell someone's not that into you, don't keep freaking messaging them back after back after back.
Because that's
It's like,
what will get you.
you also need to get the hint because some people might not have the heart to, you know, tell you straight up, you know what, like, I'm just not into
And
it.
that's actually one thing that I wish would be different. I wish more people would have the courage to just tell a guy or a girl, if it's the inverse, hey, I'm not interested, sorry, you know, like, especially if you just went on a date with them. So many people, it's just like, we have such a ghost culture,
Oh.
where it's like,
Ghost.
oh, you know what, I didn't really like.
I'll take the
Is it-
rejection.
is this-
She's like,
exactly. That's what
I
I
take the
should I
rejection
ghost
10
him?
times.
That's what I
over
tell
the
people.
ghost.
I'm like-
I take the rejection.
I'm like,
10 times.
I will 100% be okay with you telling me that you don't like me or you're not interested. Like I can take that rejection.
I have a
Yeah.
positive take.
My
on
self-esteem, my ego can handle it.
Well, I feel like for me, I feel like I'm such a nice person. I have such a hard time being like, I'm not into you. And I feel bad because it's like, I don't want to hurt their feelings that I will ghost them.
Right. Here's the problem though. You have a hard time doing that, but you're actually hurting them more.
that. Yes.
I know, because when I've been ghosted, I'm like, what the fuck? What's wrong with me?
But
Like,
some-
Yeah, when it happens to girls, we're like, what?
yeah, like,
But
oh my god.
I feel like something that guys need to keep in mind is that as women, I feel like we always are a little bit more apprehensive to be direct with a man because you never know.
I have heard that.
You never know how they're gonna respond.
Yep. Some
Some guys are
girls have
creepy.
told me like I've gone on
They might
dates.
freak out.
Yeah.
They might freak out. They might come and stalk you. They might freaking blackmail you. They might go off on you.
Yeah,
It's just you
I have
don't
some
know.
girls that I've gone on dates with that will tell me how like the guy will stalk them or he'll freak out because
Yeah.
he doesn't, and then so I can understand why some girls are like they rather just ghost you instead of like giving you anything to hang on to.
Which I feel like there is a point where it's okay to ghost. Like, I feel like
There is.
yeah, like I feel
100%.
like if you guys have been on multiple dates and you guys have been like talking almost like a thing, like you guys are like serious almost, like not dating but like
Yeah.
serious, maybe you shouldn't ghost that person.
Let me give you an example though. So like a couple weeks ago, I had this one girl over. I actually thought she was really cute. Daniel met her. She was blonde. She was cool. She was my type.
He's like,
Of
wait, which
course.
one?
And
Which one?
and she was here. We watched the movie. We had a really good time. We had some drinks. We had a makeout session. It was great. And then everything seemed fine. She goes home, and then she just ghosts me. Like 100% just doesn't even say anything. And it's like, what?
Yeah.
You know, especially after just like
Making out?
Yeah, after their tongue was in your mouth, like really? Like
Yeah, that's.
so it's just weird.
But I do feel like it could be okay to ghost still.
Even after you just made out with somebody, you should at least be like, hey.
I
I'm
feel
not
like
interested.
Because I feel like that's them testing the waters.
I feel like we're
Really?
in such a hookup culture too, where it's like some people are really just looking to hook up, and I feel like sometimes it's hard to tell if they're like looking to just hook up on the first date or if it's going to continue because you never know what's going to happen.
This was a second date, by the way.
Oh,
And
it
the
was
first
a
date we
second
didn't
date.
even kiss or anything.
Oh.
Yeah, and then she just ghosted me after that. Like 100% just went home, didn't even nothing.
Did
And
you
I
do something weird?
no.
It leaves you thinking that we did though.
Yeah, exactly.
It does.
Exactly, because the reasoning why you might have ghosted that person could be as innocent as, like maybe you just have a lot on your plate in your life, or maybe you just like you
Maybe
honestly
your,
didn't find
maybe
them
your
that
ex-boyfriend
attractive
texted you back.
or something.
True.
Like you
You
should
got back with your ex.
you should like when girls tell me why they don't want to be with, like why they don't want to pursue anything. I respect them. I'm like, you know what?
Yes.
No, yeah, 100%.
I respect you for telling
Yeah.
me.
I have a
Like, thank
positive
you.
takeaway from that. I'm
Exactly.
Like, hey, I tried. and
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
you're good.
when a girl tells me that, I do get it though that some guys can't handle that though.
Yeah.
Some guys are like, but why? Blah, blah, you know,
Yeah.
like, and I hate that because that's just the culture we live in, and we have like guys now more than ever. I feel like are weak.
Yeah.
They're just like
They
super
are.
weak. But anyways, that's a
Well,
completely different
I
topic.
will say that I have ghosted someone that I was actually.
Tell us a story, please.
I actually was really seriously talking to this guy. We were like hanging out. It was like something you saw in a movie, dude. Like I was like, oh wow, like this could really go somewhere.
Like head over heels or no?
I wasn't like head over heels. I wasn't in love. It wasn't like it was just like a thing.
Okay.
Like that
It
I
was
was
more
like,
like he impressed you.
yeah, like I was like, oh, like this could really go somewhere. Like this is the first guy.
I do like how I know who she's talking about.
It's just
She
funny.
knows exactly.
Your fucking face. You're like, I just know that he impressed you. I'm like, shit. Fuck. alright.
But no, yeah. So he was something you saw out of a movie, and like, so he asked me to go like to the dunes with him. So I was like, okay.
Dang, that's fun.
Yeah,
I've never been.
It sounded so fun.
Nobody wants to take me.
It sounded fun in hindsight, but I went with him, and it started out weird. So he invited me with his friend. So I was like, cool. Can I bring
Just
a friend?
kidding, I don't know who she's talking
No, you don't. You know who I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about.
Okay.
So, he was like, cool. I was like, cool, can I invite a friend? Like, you're inviting a friend. Like, I want to invite a friend. He's like, there's no room. So I was like, okay. Like, it was him and his friend and then me. So at first I was just kind of like, okay, whatever. Like, I guess I'm doing this alone, but like, weird. So we go and we're going and we're driving around little
You
thingies.
go and you're going.
We're going. And
That's so descriptive.
and first we crash. Okay.
Oh, shit.
Are you sure I know this?
You know. So we
Like, how
crash.
bad was the crash?
So you've never been, but like, have you guys been?
Where?
To the dunes. Okay, so the dunes are kind of like cray because it's like you'll be driving and like different days will like change up the sand, so like you'll never. It's not exact every single day. So you think you know where you're going, but then boom, you fucking crash. So we were going up a hill, and like typically you can go up a hill and then go right back down, but there was like a cliff, and we went up it and we fell down a cliff, and so I was like, first my seatbelt broke, okay, and I was like.
Oh my god.
And I'm like a small person, so I'm like, if my seatbelt breaks, we crashed hard.
Right.
He didn't care, and then on the way back, his hair was like sticking up. It was flapping, and that sent me over the edge. I was like, I'm done. I was like, I'm done. I'm ghosting this guy. So I stopped talking to him because his hair was flapping in the wind.
That's really the reason.
Wait, so it wasn't because
Wait, hold on a second. Wait, break. No, what? You ghosted him because his hair was weird.
I ghosted guys because their hands are weird.
What the?
But you know what? Hands are important. You don't want your kids coming out.
I feel like I'm in the
freaking-
office right now, Daniel.
No.
Whenever Jim looks at the camera and he's like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
No. But I like how that was the deal breaker. The deal breaker wasn't his response to no, we don't have enough room for your friend. It wasn't the fact that he crashed and didn't care that her freaking seatbelt broke. No.
No.
The deal breaker was that his hair His hair
That
was
sucks.
flipping up,
He should
and
have
it made
fucking
him look
had some
weird.
gel, man.
Wow.
And he didn't brush his teeth when we
Okay.
Okay.
Well, you should have
Okay,
said that
well,
first.
no.
I feel like that is 110% way more of a deal breaker.
Well, listen, so we're camping, which is fine. Like, okay, whatever. Like, don't brush your teeth that night, but like the morning of, grab your fucking toothbrush and a water bottle and go to the freaking river and brush your teeth.
You know what?
Wait. But did he try kissing you?
I wouldn't get near him.
Oh god.
I was like, you're not gonna brush your teeth?
Here's the thing. That honestly, from going on like dates off of
I hope he
like
doesn't
Tinder and
watch
stuff, one of the biggest things, one of the biggest complaints from women is guys are just so unhygienic.
Yep.
Oh,
And
so many.
One whiff can end the day.
Yeah, and like for me, like
One whiff
I'm
can
very
break
big
the
on
turn
smells.
off. Oh,
Like if a girl
Me too.
smells off, like I'm just like I had a girl one time. This was a long time ago. I had a girl one time that she just really smelled like really strongly, like she had just like cooked, and like and I get it, like that's like that's fine if you cook, like you cook at home, that's cool. I cook too. Like I stink like food sometimes too.
But if you're going on
But
a
if you're
date,
going on a date, don't smell like you just cook. Maybe she didn't realize it, but still.
Okay,
it's
but
like
I feel like cooking
Spray yourself.
smell isn't as bad as like BO.
BO.
No, it's not. It's not. But even just that, I was like,
no, I get what you mean, because I'm
It
huge
was
on,
just like a
I would
little bit
rather,
like,
yeah. I would rather you smell like nothing
right.
than something.
You know what's a really bad smell? You know what's a really bad smell? Let me
Totally
just put
fair. That's
No,
a good way of
But
putting
let me
it.
just put this out there. Has anyone been around someone who smells like they left their laundry in the freaking
Yes!
washer?
Oh
for
my
too
God.
long?
I have personally smelled like that before.
Well, I
Your
have
clothes
too, but
throw
I
away.
feel
Huh?
At least you own it.
at least we
I
know.
have.
and
throwing
it's-
clothes
and you
in
know,
trash is a good thing.
yeah, like sometimes you just have to throw it away.
washing.
But there's some people that smell like that. Like that is their scent.
Oh.
Like
One-
they don't
yeah.
do
One
their
of, oh
laundry
my
right.
gosh, dude, one of our friends. I'm not gonna say names.
Oh.
Sorry.
He knows.
One of our friends. When we would go to the gym, dude, he would.
He can't even talk
Why do you
about
have to say what letter? It's
I don't
I
know.
believe that.
He
So
starts
so that Daniel knows.
I already knew.
I already
before
know who
you
you're
did that.
talking about.
Because
it.
you
Well,
told me
I
this
don't.
story.
I feel left
I
out.
have.
I'll tell you later.
Okay, so we would literally go. We would go to the gym, and not only like his smell was what you just described.
No.
So he smelled like clothes that he had worn, like. Okay, so let me explain it. So he smelled like clothes that he'd worn so many times that they no longer smelled like BO. They just smelled like like the 1800s. I don't fucking know.
He knows.
And
He
so-
knows that the
And so then on top of that,
I didn't know what year
we
it
would
was.
go to the gym, and he would always go to the gym after he'd just gone off work, and he had like some like hard labor job.
So he already been working
And-
out.
Yeah, and we would go to the gym and we'd be lifting, and then I would just be like I would be bench pressing, and he'd be like spotting me on the bench press, and then the next thing I know, I just catch a whiff of ass, like just like swamp ass, and I'm just like, oh god, like.
Stop. Men are disgusting.
And we used to go with so it was me and two other friends, and so like not to be a dick, I'd always be like, damn, who smells like ass, even though I knew who it was, but I was just like,
That person's
shit.
gonna be like, oh my god, if it was me, I would be like, is it me? Like,
But-
smell me.
He never caught on to it. Never caught on
That's
to
sad.
it. It is sad. It is
Okay.
sad. But like
But he's not
Gu-
the type of person
guys-
that you could actually tell, though. That's the
Yeah.
Why
that's
would
the
he
thing.
get hurt?
guys,
Yeah.
fucking like wash your shit. Wash
Your butthole.
Wash your butt. Yeah, no, wash your butthole. Seriously.
With
get,
some shit,
Get
like-
in there. Not with shit.
Well, I mean, like,
With some good
not
shit.
some actual shit. but-
Get up in there. Get deep in there. You have to.
Yeah,
You
clean.
have to.
You
You have to be clean. You
I,
have to be clean.
yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah. No, for sure. Because that's one thing that thank to the freaking gods that Edwin has. Like,
Edwin is Jimena's
Yeah, so he's-
basically husband at this point.
They're gonna get engaged, I know it.
We better, or else I'm leaving his ass. It's already been too long. Anyways, but yeah, so that was one thing that I noticed right off the bat. It's like he showers all the time. He makes sure that he's taking care of himself. Like he doesn't let himself go. I
Well-
mean, what?
I will say,
Shit.
I will say though.
Emily's over here like, well,
No. I will say though, like, I don't know about you, but I feel like if the first thing, like, even if a guy is not even that cute, if I'm going on a date with a guy, the first thing I notice is if he smells good.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
it's even better if he has no smell. I'm just kind of like, why wouldn't you like put something on? Like, do you care? Like,
Mhm.
and if they
Do you
smell,
care?
yeah, like if he smells good, I'm like, I'm in love with you.
No, that I 100% can totally relate to that because I've gone on dates where the girl she's cute. I think she's cute, but then she smells like fucking I don't know,
Victoria's
coconut, vanilla, pineapple.
You don't
just,
like that?
Listen to me.
Oh.
And it smells so good, and I'm just like, you just went from an
Oh,
8
like-
to like a 10 because you smell.
Oh, that's good.
No, for real, because you smell so
Because
good.
I always wear vanilla.
I know, bitch.
That's why he likes it.
He likes it because it's like what he grew up with.
What he
freaking
knows.
smelling
Oh my
vanilla.
god, no, but if a girl smells really good, and more guys, you need to pay attention to this shit because girls put some thought into it.
They do.
We do.
They'll wear.
They smell good. Oh my gosh.
Well, I don't know about you, but I would wear like a certain scent for a certain guy. So like every time I hung out with
You'd
that
be like,
guy,
this guy's gonna fucking remember me.
yeah, he's gonna remember.
Do you have like a cabinet where you have like
yeah,
this one's for Josh.
Cam.
This one's for
yeah.
Cam. Very specific.
I don't know, it just popped in my brain.
Cam is like his best friend.
Oh, Cam's my sister's boyfriend. I don't know why I said that. I've never dated a Cam.
I'm really good friends with Cam.
I love Cam. No, but I'm just saying, like, if he ever smells that smell again, he's gonna think of you.
That's true.
So-
No, it honestly is true. Like right now, I just got 2 shirts back. No, I got a hoodie and a shirt back from a girl that I was not like seriously dating, but I was like seeing,
Mhm.
and they smelled like her.
And so you're like, fuck.
And so I'm like, fuck, I can't wear them. I can't wear them right now.
Yeah,
and it's not
I
because I'm like hung up on her. I'm just like, because then I'll wear it like, shit.
'Cause
like,
then you think
the
of
sex
her.
was
But
good.
you know
yeah,
what?
yeah, you think of her. You're like, oh my god.
But you know what? I have a confession.
Okay, let's hear it.
A confession.
So, Edwin himself smells good. He smells fresh all the
That's
time.
good.
He puts on his body lotion, his little cologne.
But his room.
No.
No.
Oh, the room.
But there's something about a freaking Mexican man when he leaves, like, for example, when I take his hoodie, it doesn't smell like his freaking cologne anymore. It smells like freaking tacos. It smells like pozole. It smells like all of his mom's freaking Mexican cooking.
all the Mexican ladies out there can relate right now, probably. Huh?
Yeah, I've never
All the
had that
Latina
happen
ladies.
to me.
And honestly, like kind of like you, how you didn't like the cooking. Like now, I can kind of understand now that I'm talking about it.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest fan of that smell. I'm not.
Because it's not something that you
It's
like
not
when
pleasant.
when you're eating food, you're not like, holy shit, I miss him. You're like, who like no.
I think romantically about my food.
No, but you know what? But it's the thing is like I always make sure to wash his stuff because I can't stand the smell. It's like I like how he smells like when I have him in front of me, but I don't like how his clothes smells because
After it's been a minute.
after it's been a minute in his house,
Yeah.
it just smells like freaking, just tacos and shit.
Wait, so what has been like one of you guys' like worst dating? Like you went on a date.
So we actually wanted to get to this. So towards the end of the podcast, we're gonna get to like worst dating experiences. We're gonna save it, but I will. So worst dating experience for us guys, and keep your guys' in mind, by the way.
Jeez, I don't even know.
I know mine,
You
and
know
it was
yours.
so long ago that I feel like
Emily, what about you? You don't have any?
it's weird.
I feel like I do have some. Like I've been on plenty where I'm like, I need that.
Okay, so try to think about it while I'm talking.
Oh, I got one.
So, and this is one that I've told so many times, but basically what happened was, gosh, sorry guys. This was probably, like, Tinder, I think, became a thing back in, like, I don't even know, 2010 or something like that. We could probably Google it. Hey, Jamie, pull that up. I don't fucking know.
Let me get
So-
my assistant real quick.
Yeah. By the way, we have nobody else here. It's just us. So if this whole shit just lights on fire, it's donezo.
Yeah.
So when Tinder was first a thing, it was cool because back then you didn't have to pay for it. Like if you wanted
You have
to,
to pay for it?
Well, like
you get to a certain amount of matches, and then after, or no, you have like a certain amount of swipes,
Gotcha.
and after you get to
oh, I didn't know that.
yeah, after you get to a certain amount of swipes, then it like
You've really been searching.
Well, maybe that's newer because when I've gone on, it's usually like you can see who's liked you. So like you can
Like,
swipe as much as you
full on
want.
see their profile.
So you can see the people who swiped on you.
Really?
Yeah.
Do we have 2 different apps or something?
I'm so confused because every time I've gone on an app, it's
Have you
like
paid for
this
it?
many people. Yeah, I paid for it.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, she's paid for it.
Damn.
Damn.
Not because I'm like, oh, I need
You heard it here first, guys. She's paying for that shit.
Well, not to be like, yeah, I need to see, but like me and my mom were scrolling on it. She's like, just buy it. I want to see that guy. Like, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So it's not like.
Okay, so here's my philosophy. I never pay for anything that I don't think I need to pay for. So for example, like, you know, on Call of Duty, how you can like buy skins and you can buy like characters
the
and
season
shit.
pass thing.
Never buy any of it.
I've never
It's
spent.
why would
Never
you?
spent money on electric.
Yeah, why would you? Why would you? It's dumb. And I have the same.
Well, you
philosophy.
don't need to.
I have the same philosophy with like dating apps. Like I'm never gonna like upgrade
See, for me,
to like their better,
like when
their
I
better
was
thing.
scrolling with my mom, like I was like, I can scroll or I can make it easy and see who's like me, so I can just be like, yeah, you.
That
yeah,
would be
you.
kind of nice.
I guess if you have fuck
That
you
would be
money, you
nice.
can do that. But no, I'm just kidding.
I don't even have fuck you money. I'm
Me
just
neither.
like, let me
Nobody
spare
does.
my money.
It's just the curiosity kills her from.
No,
the
I
inside.
get that. I've been tempted to buy it before, but like, nah.
You don't need to.
It's fucking expensive. It's like
Yeah.
how expensive is it? I don't know. It's like $20 for like a month. It's like,
Oh, really?
Okay.
You can't buy it yearly? I thought you could.
I think you can, but it's really expensive. It's stupid.
I don't know what I did, but I just bought it, saw who was. When there was no one good, I was like, hey, end
Okay.
subscription.
So let me blow your mind for a second. Imagine a world where Tinder and all its features are completely free. This was 10 years ago. Fuck, I'm old.
See, that would be bomb.
This was 10 years ago. And so you could swipe as much as you wanted,
Mm-hmm.
and it didn't matter. Like, it would never give you a limit. So you could swipe as much as you wanted. Like, you would run out of people to swipe on because you'd just be sitting there like, you would just
No.
fucking do
I
suicide
really
swipe.
look into who I'm swiping.
No, I just send it. And then if I match with a bunch of girls that I don't find attractive, I just unmatch with them.
No, see, that's weird. Like,
Damn.
I've matched with guys who have randomly unadded me, and I'm like, what was the point in matching?
Mm.
And for me, I take it serious. Like, I'm not like, oh, I'm gonna get on Tinder or Hinge or Bumble to like hook up with you. Like, I
Yeah.
could literally call up my
Right.
freaking
I
Snapchat
think that's
guy.
where guys are different because
Yeah.
they're just like you're hot.
Like, it's like if I'm on there, I want to date you, I want to get to know you. So I'm not gonna be like swipe. Like, I want to be like, okay, do I see something with him? How old is he? Does he have a good job? And I'm like gonna look at those things, and if you
Yeah.
don't make the cutoff, then I'm gonna be like,
That's what
goodbye.
we like to see.
Yeah. So, anyways, going back to my story, I'm trying to remember exactly how it went. Okay, so the context is that, like you were saying, no, not like you were saying, but still. So back in the day, you used to be able to swipe as much as you wanted. So that was when Tinder was first a thing, and this was legit when I was like 18 or 19. Like I was fresh out of high school, and the other thing is like as a dude, especially a dude who just barely started like getting onto online dating apps, I didn't know what to look for, like as far as catfishing.
Mm.
So like I mentioned earlier, I didn't know to look for like filters, to look for like no body pics, to look for like, you know, kind of angles that maybe favor them a little too much.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know to look back for that stuff.
Well, I feel like now too, it's way worse.
Way worse.
It is way worse, but now that we're adapted to it as a society,
You can
like
tell.
you can tell.
Right.
You're like, this girl is fucking faking it.
Right.
You know? Or this guy is definitely not who he says he is.
Mhm.
You can still get tricked, but it's a lot harder because our brains have been trained to like
Right.
look for
Okay,
that
yeah.
stuff a lot more now. But back then, like, it was kind of like, whatever. It was a Wild
You were
West.
like, holy shit, she's hot.
Yeah, it was a Wild West. And so there was this one girl that I thought was really cute. And I ended up setting up a date. And like back then I was such a hopeless romantic. I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy movie tickets beforehand.
Oh,
And, like-
no, he was too much. He would call girls sweetheart. I remember one time, he left his Facebook like unlocked on my like computer, and I totally went through his messages, and he was like calling girls sweetheart.
If someone called me sweetheart,
Done.
Daniel, what was that face for?
No.
I just went through his messages.
I
That's
did.
fucked up.
I had to, and I was like, dude, I was embarrassed.
Sorry, technical difficulties again. This is our first time. I apologize. So where was it?
so she
Jake.
you walked her to her car.
Okay, so I walked over to her car, and then she asks me to get in.
No.
And she like wants, and I could tell she wanted, she wanted some. And and like, you know me, like.
Oh yeah.
So you did it?
No.
Oh.
I was like, I have to go home and, like, I don't know. I can't remember what excuse I made up in the moment, but I was like, I gotta go home. And I could tell she was like disappointed and like kind of doubting herself.
Dang.
And I think that's one of the few times that I've ghosted somebody for sure. But I did.
But I feel like
the
that's
next
still a
day.
time that you totally could.
Yeah, because she freaking catfished me. Like,
Yeah,
there's no way she
She's
doesn't
lying.
know.
Yeah.
There's no way she doesn't know.
No.
Like,
She knows.
yeah.
People, okay, the thing of it is like when you're editing your photo, you know when you're gonna tweak things so it's minor, and you know when you're like, oh, I look completely
Right,
different.
right.
You
Yeah.
know as a person.
Yeah.
Like, you don't not know.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so I feel like that's one of the few times where you can ghost somebody is when like they hardcore catfish.
Because she's
you.
like a
Hopefully
lie.
she learned from that.
Yeah, no, I hope she did. I mean, I wish her all the best. It's not like I have any animosity towards her. But
Yeah, that wasn't what you were expecting.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and that's
Yeah.
why online dating is hard, is because you look at something, you're like, this is what I'm getting, and when you don't get that, you're like, this isn't what I like wanted.
Yeah, it's like those people that order like those dresses off of Amazon and then they come back and they're like teeny tiny.
tiny, and you're like, what the fuck is this?
I've seen so many of those
my
memes. So
God.
funny.
Oh.
Okay, so Daniel, do you have any like crazy dating stories?
Definitely have some crazy ones that the one I wanted to share, I think would be with good advice for people.
Okay.
It's something I did. I went on a first date with a girl, and on the first date, she had me come on it was a double date with her best friend and her boyfriend, her best friend's boyfriend, who she was really good friends with. So it was 3 really, really close friends and me, and I actually, the girl wrote her number on my receipt at the fast food restaurant. That's how I got her number.
Wow.
And so
Nice.
we went on the date, and so I didn't know her, and I didn't know her friends, definitely. And they were having like a friend outing, the 3 of them, and I was kind of tagging along. And so that was probably the worst date I've ever been on, is because I was a 4th wheel on a date.
What
Really?
the
I didn't know
heck?
my date, and I definitely didn't know my friends, and they
Damn.
didn't try to involve me, or they were just kind
Oh,
of having their
that's
friend
the
outing.
worst.
So they just let you be?
Yeah, I was like, well, this sucks. This
It's
sucks
like, what's
really
the point
fast.
of that? Like, what a waste of time.
This is sucks.
This is sucky.
No, that's like the most uncomfortable. Like,
So
and
I
as a girl, like, how
Yeah.
could you do that?
Yeah, and that's
I
why
feel so
I think
bad.
it's really
Same.
hard to if you're going to go on a double date, maybe try to make it a 50-50 date, but they bring their friend and you bring your friend,
Yeah.
not a 3v1 thing. Or if you do, try to tell your friends beforehand to involve
Oh.
them. Try to involve them as much
Yeah.
as you can. I did that with Cameron Riley once on a double date. I said, you guys should talk to her and help me. Like,
Right.
involve her, keep
Right.
her in the...
In the loop, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
No,
my
that's true.
advice.
I've had girls that like I'll be like, hey, let me take you on a date. Let's have a drink or something. And then they're like, yeah, is it cool if I bring my friend? I'm like,
No.
No.
why?
That's not a date.
That's no longer a date. And like I called girls out on that before. They'll be like, yeah, like we can totally go get a drink. Is it cool if like a few of my friends come? It's like,
Are we
that's
friends?
that's no longer a date. That's
No.
that's like a get together. Like that
Yeah.
sounds fun, but it's not a date.
That's her
That sounds
friend
like me
zone.
tagging along with you and your friends.
Exactly.
I don't want
Yeah.
to do that.
Exactly.
I want to take you on a
Well,
date.
because then it's like not fun. Like
I've had
you
girls
don't
like
get-
straight up without like full on telling me. I've had girls pretty much tell me to be their DD. Like back before COVID was a thing and like you could still go to the bars and shit. Like I've had girls that would literally be like, they would tell me like, yeah, like we're planning on going down to the bars. I don't know if you want to come. Like you
Ew.
could totally pick us up. And so-
Ew.
I'd say we should go on a date with just us, and I would like to get to know you, and then I'll get to know your friends on a separate occasion. I
Yeah,
don't
like,
want to
yeah,
know
what
your
if I
friends.
don't
I want
even
to know
like
you.
You could
I want
say
to take you on a date, not
you
your
could
friends.
say that. You could say that. But the thing is, if a girl's already like wanting you to be her DD, she has no respect.
She has
for you.
she has no intention of getting
Yeah,
married.
she has no intention to like do anything with you.
No.
She just wants to use you. And some girls, they know they can do that. They understand that they're attractive enough to where guys will literally, and guys, stop simping. If a girl asks you to do something like that, don't do it. Like don't be a dumbass, because it just gives a girl an excuse to like keep doing stuff like that. Anyways,
Yeah.
sorry. Don't you have like some bad dating stories?
Surprisingly enough, I know it has been a while, but I do have
5 years.
Well,
5 plus.
last-
Holy shit! Do you know how long that is? I was 21
it's a lot.
when you and Edwin got together. I had my
What were
first
you
drink
saying?
when you guys got together.
You're about to say something.
Well, I was about to say that we did break up for like
This is where the crazy
a
story
little bit
happens.
over than a month last year, and I remember one of my best friends best guy friends took me out to breakfast, and obviously in my mind, I'm like, well, we're just going out as friends because like he's been my friend since we were in 8th grade. But I've always felt like if he had the opportunity, he would try and like, you know.
He was in love with you the second you guys became friends. Yes.
I don't know, but anyways, he's just my friend, the person that like I wouldn't talk to for months, but then we would like talk and catch up as if we had talked all along, you know.
Right.
He was that type of friend.
Mhm.
So we went to breakfast, and I remember he made some type of comment, kind of like insinuated like, oh, like kind of like us possibly hooking up. And I remember like looking at him straight in the face, and I was like, that is never going to happen. Like, I shit you not, that is exactly what I said.
Well, and I feel like, okay, like maybe, like, I mean, maybe not in like with you and him, but like if a guy like straight up asks you like about hooking up with you, the answer is always gonna be no.
Yeah, it's
No,
like
and
it's like
not
getting
even
an
that.
unsolicited dick pic. Nobody wants a dick
Nobody
pic.
wants it.
Nobody does.
It was kind of like insinuating without him saying directly, but it's like I knew exactly what you were trying to say. And the thing is, like, first of all, I'm offended because it's like you're my best friend, and like you should stop seeing me as like a hookup,
Right.
you know. And then second of all, I feel like it's also offensive because it's like, what type of standards do you think I have? Because I'm not just gonna like hook up with whoever just because.
There's
for the heck of it.
guys out there that I think the best way to describe them is relationship vultures, which is they will wait.
They really
will
will.
wait for a girl to break up with her boyfriend.
Because they know.
And then they know that's
The
their only
perfect.
chance, because they have no other way of being able to hook up with the girl unless they get her at her lowest point, which is when she just broke up with somebody.
And the thing is, like, I still care for him, and he's still my friend. I'm obviously not like gonna talk to him all the time.
Yeah, but you shut him down.
But I shut him down, and like I feel like it needed to be done, and I feel like that's where I left it, and it was good. But that's not even the worst, because before I actually dated Edwin, I had 2 other horrible experiences, and it's like, yeah, I was back in like high
I
school.
know all about these.
Back in high school, but you know what? They still count. They still count. So I had like this little high school boyfriend that I dated for like 8 months, and after we broke up,
Why are you laughing?
why are you laughing?
She's over here like, like.
Wait, is it? What's it say?
I'll tell you later, I'll tell you later.
Okay.
After you tell me
I know
what you
who
were
it
talking
is.
about.
I know who it is.
Anyway, so we were dating for like 8 months. We broke up, and then that same summer, some guy that I used to know back in like middle school was like, "Oh, we should go get." Why is it always breakfast? What the hell? But anyways, he's like, "Oh, we should go get breakfast."
I would
So was
never
like,
ask a girl out to go get breakfast.
I
That's
love
That's my
breakfast.
worst time of day.
Same,
No,
and
I
hate
love breakfast,
Yeah.
so I'm like all for it. So I went to breakfast, and tell me why. And like the waitress comes, she asks, and she's like, "Oh, like what do you guys want to drink?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'll get water or whatever." And he's like, "Oh, I'll have a cup of ice." I was
A
like,
cup of ice?
he's like, "Oh, I just like eating ice." I was like, "Okay."
What the
I'm
fuck?
like, "Okay, I get that, whatever."
So
Like,
then you're like, I'll get an order of ice too, please.
no. Well, I was like, "Okay, whatever." Like maybe he just likes
I
chewing.
mean, the crunchy ice from Cafe Rio is pretty good.
It's good,
But
but
for the meal?
tell me why he got his freaking ice, and then he like starts like freaking eating his ice, and then his ice, like I don't know what he was doing. He was like playing with his ice, and then the ice like slips out of his mouth, and he like picks it up and then eats the ice again. I was like,
Who is
dude,
this person?
I'll tell you.
Why is this so funny? It's not even that funny. It's funny.
It's funny because
Oh, like-
imagine you and some girls like chewing on
Who
ice.
does that?
It's
Like,
pretty-
if you're
that's
trying
pretty
to
funny.
make a good impression, like, you really think that's how you're gonna
No,
achieve
you're gonna look
that?
at them and be like,
That reminds me
his
of,
hair.
Sucks.
of that one Harry Potter where like the girl like looks at him and Harry smiles and he's got like a mouthful of like juice and he smiles and just all drips out. You know what I'm talking about?
But it's like, dude, like, it was just
Pop
so
culture references,
gross,
everybody.
like, freaking popping your freaking ice everywhere. Oh, let me get my ice. Freaking picking it up, like, what? He
I
didn't even
would've
have
left
water
that.
that day. He just got a cup of ice.
Did you get a meal?
Oh, we got a meal. Oh, and I think we even split the meal.
Oh shit, let me get that. It's like that meme
So-
where you like drop your spaghetti out of your pocket.
Oh,
Oh, let me grab my ice. Shit.
Oh my god.
No, but the worst, and I
It's
feel,
worse.
yeah, so that's like, I'm going from like the least worst to like the worst. There's 3, this is the last one, I promise. So the worst is this was also after like my little high school boyfriend and I broke up. And my friend, actually, funny enough, the friend that I had my other first weird date that I explained with, he was trying to set me and then his other best friend up, and we already knew who each other was. Like we already knew each other, but he was trying to get us set up, you know, to see what would happen. And so I was like, okay, cool. Like I thought he was kind of cute, so I went over to his house, and it was his friend, him, and then I think it was one other guy. Yeah, there was one other guy, and I was the only girl, but I was like, okay, whatever. Like I trust these people.
Right.
So I went over to their house and we were watching a movie, and he was like just so awkward, like so awkward. He was too scared to freaking even put his arm around me. Eventually, his friend was like, dude, like, are you gonna freaking like cuddle or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
He puts his arm around me. I'm like, okay, cool, like we're cuddling. And then tell me why.
Tell me why.
Why, girl?
Tell me why I slowly feel like his hand
Stop.
like getting closer.
He couldn't even fucking cuddle you.
Getting closer and closer to like my freaking pants, and I was like, what is about to happen?
You're
Wait,
like,
his friends were
you're
still
like,
there?
I thought I wanted this, but no longer.
No,
No.
here's the thing. Don't you kiss someone first
Wait.
before taking it
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
Was
freaking
his
like?
friend still there?
Yeah, we were like,
What the fuck?
we were like,
He was
I
about
think
to
we
do
were
that
under a
shit in front of
blanket.
his friends. Still.
But he's like getting
Sending it.
closer. Like literally, it's like
He's doing a full send, but without any of the other steps beforehand.
That's
No,
like
but
having
he's
sex
like-
before kissing.
he's literally like
Yeah, honestly.
this, like
It's like buying water.
slowly getting closer, and I was like so uncomfortable, and I'm
Dude,
like,
that shit's happened to me.
in my head, I'm like, dude, like, don't you want to like kiss first? Like, don't you want to like make out? Like, what the fuck is this? And so I remember, like,
Is this what I think it is?
I don't know who you think it is, but I
Okay. Well,
I eventually like moved his hand. Like, I literally grabbed his hand and I put it aside. Oh, sorry.
That'll show him.
I put it aside and
that'll show him.
Well, yeah,
quick.
literally.
Real quick.
no. And then it's like,
That'll
okay,
show him.
like,
Real quick. He'll learn.
oh yeah, he didn't put his hand back. Oh no, he did. He did. I put his hand to the side, and then he tried again, and then I put it back to the side again.
What's
You're
more
like,
of a
no
challenge?
bitch, no bitch. This is not
You
what
literally
it
get
is.
up and you're like, what the fuck?
Anyways, and so then I'm like, okay, I have to go home or whatever. He's like, oh, I'll drive you home. So I'm like, okay, maybe, just maybe, he'll, you know, like, open the door for me and like kiss me on the way out or something. Like, okay, I'll still give him a shot. He freaking opens the door. Like, he gets out of his car. We get to my house. He gets out of his car. He opens the door for me and he gives me a hug. He gives me a hug, and then we say goodbye. I go home. I'm like, okay, maybe he'll text me. He never texted me. But tell me why. He literally has been in love with me for years.
Stop.
Like, he was just so much of a wuss that he never made a move. And I know this because, like, people have told me, like, after I got with Edwin, they told me.
Stop.
After I got with Edwin, they told me that he was, like,
You
in
hear
love
that, E.T. the Being?
But they told me that he was like in love with me, but just like never had the opportunity, which he did, but never had.
Why
the
are guys
opportunity.
like that? Like, there's
I don't know.
clearly an
But
opportunity.
it makes me sad because I'm like, now he gets to see like
You know what? You know what?
moved
You know
on.
what it is? It's because sometimes, at least this is what happens to me sometimes. Is there's like the kind of girl that like doesn't intimidate me because maybe I don't fully consider her like serious relationship material. So she doesn't necessarily intimidate me. But then when I meet a girl that's like, I would love to date this girl. Like I would love to have a serious relationship with this girl, even if I don't fully know her yet. But like just based off of like maybe the one or two days we've gone on and like how much we've talked, it's like, oh, like damn, like I would love to like actually date this girl. Like I would love to bring her around to like my family, my friends, and that kind of stuff. When it's that intimidating, you don't know what to do.
Dude.
Like it's like all your confidence and all your game as a guy just goes out the window.
Dude, you just nailed what I was gonna say.
Well,
Yeah,
that was
I
it.
mean, I've had that. It's the same thing. With a girl, you just like, yeah. I mean, I just think I don't think of her as relationship material. You can just do
you're
anything you want.
not intimidated.
When you're on a date, you really like a girl.
Exactly.
You're just I don't.
No, but I want to know.
Me don't know if
But
me
if
should
he-
talk to her.
No, but listen, if he was so intimidated, why did he go for that first?
Because he's
He's
nervous.
nervous.
Scared.
He's nervous, so he can't think straight. He starts with sex and then he goes for the kiss.
He doesn't
later.
know what he wants. Okay.
No, but here's the thing. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he's still a virgin.
Stop! I totally see that.
Hey,
Oh,
one
I
of our
think
one
he
of our
is.
friends is my age, and he just
He
barely,
just barely
judge anybody on
lost
their
his
virginity.
But
virginity.
here's the thing. I do want to say
Don't
something,
judge
though.
someone when they was their.
I'm not judging him. Like, good on him. You know, good on him. But I'm just saying, like, it's not weird.
To
It
each
happens
their own.
I
sometimes.
do
To
wanna
each their
say
own and
something.
story.
It's one of those
I
things
do
that happens.
feel though like, well, I forgot what I was gonna say.
That does happen sometimes.
No.
Well,
But I
do you-
feel like
do
I'm
you-
glad that happened though, because obviously then I'm sure I would have thought he was cute and like dated him or whatever, and I wouldn't have met Edwin because it was like right before I met Edwin, and so I feel like it was just like one of those things where
Right.
it was like meant to be. And like now looking at him, I'm like, okay,
Yikes.
like here we go back to the potheads. I'm like, you're a pothead. I mean,
Your hair is long.
Your hair
you
is
don't
too
have good
long.
hygiene.
Your hair is long. Is that a thing for you? You don't like long hair,
I
guys?
hate long hair.
Really?
I feel like cleaned up, like shaved, like
Like you care
short.
about yourself.
Yeah, you look
Like us?
no, but if I were to do the comparison, I'm like, I totally like lucked out with Edwin compared to that. It's like it just wasn't meant to be, you know.
I saw Edwin at the gym today. Just.
He went to the gym.
Oh shit! Was I not supposed to say anything?
He's supposed to be in quarantine.
Oh fuck! Yeah, I saw
Oh,
him at the gym
no.
today. I didn't say anything though, cause like he had like his mask
Good for
on and
him.
stuff. and,
Technically, he did test negative, but his whole family has COVID.
he has it. There's no way he doesn't have it. So.
Well,
this is
I
how-
mean, Juanjo,
this is how
everyone
COVID
had
gets
it.
spread, guys.
Fortunately, there.
No, but everyone had it, and at our house, and I didn't get it.
It is kind of weird how that happens.
Weird, huh?
I think it's because like by the time that you get your positive test back and you know you have it, you're like no longer contagious.
Well, it depends how early you test.
Yeah.
Such a horrible freaking virus, man. You have to test it to know if you got it. It's terrible.
That's most viruses.
What do you mean? Like
no,
with
like
the flu?
Well,
I'm so scared of it. I'm like I could get it and not even know I had it.
No. I remember Daniel, when you guys were leaving to Peru, he's like, you know what? Fuck COVID. We're gonna go to COVID. We're not gonna let COVID come to us.
I was like, I'm going
And they
tourist.
literally got stuck in Peru. Like
We did get stuck in Peru, and this is on our other podcast. It's called High Times. Just so you guys.
He
know.
jinxed you guys because you're like, oh, we're gonna go to COVID. We're gonna freaking man up to
Wait, but
COVID.
did-
I remember
Wait,
I made
how
a
is that
post.
jinxing?
I made a post.
Because
Do you remember how I
How is
made a
that
post? I was like,
I guess well you made it come true then.
Yeah, that's
Wait,
what
you
so
get
I,
COVID?
No, but they got stuck in Peru.
I said, we're not. Hell no, I'm not letting COVID come to me. I'm
So
going
then
to.
he
I'm
kinda
going to
did
the
it
tourist
jinx
do you
capital.
remember? Do you remember when we took a picture? Like you and I, we took a picture and like. Just saying, like this is when we were both like fresh out of like just working out
No,
for like 3
and-
months straight.
And this was
So we were
also
looking
when
good.
COVID wasn't that crazy.
And we took a
yet.
picture. We took a picture at the country club at,
The
on
beach.
the beach.
in Peru.
And I posted it on my Facebook and on Instagram, and I was like, COVID ain't got nothing on us.
Dude.
And then like 3 days later,
Yvonne,
shut down, and we just
They
get
were
fucking
locked
stuck
down
in
in
Peru.
Peru. Yvonne texted me
oh
about
my
that.
god.
he was wondering if you'd mentioned that. He was like, is Vaughn going to take that off his Instagram? He didn't know. He was like,
You should have just changed your caption.
Fuck
Just
you,
be
Vaughn.
like,
Hey, Vaughn, fuck you.
just be
I-
like,
I- well, I did the
COVID
same
did
thing.
have something on us.
I posted on my story. I was just showing their awesome apartment in Lima, and I was like, please quarantine me.
In all fairness, dude.
You
in all,
You
bro,
did do that.
In all fairness, like we didn't fucking know it was gonna be that bad.
I was
Yeah.
No
no,
one
no,
did.
no. Hey,
Nobody
I was like, hey, if it comes, I'd rather be in a cool place when it happens than in a dumb place because I want to remember it.
Then it's someplace.
When it's in
Your
19
home?
in 2060,
I'd rather be at home.
people are gonna be like, remember 2020? Be like, yeah, actually, I was in Peru when that happened.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, I was in my
Yeah.
apartment.
You know what's funny? Is like I feel like that trip would have been so much less stressful if we would have had like a coming home date. Like if
Yeah.
I would have known for sure when we were coming
You
home,
didn't know?
I would have not have been as stressed as I was.
I didn't
Because
know.
in all honesty, like, dude, what were we doing? We were getting fed 3 delicious meals a
Home-fed
day,
meals.
every single day. We were watching fucking movies, John Wick,
Just getting
and
drunk
just
every night.
yeah, getting drunk, fucking like having like,
Cruise
doing
someplace.
games with like our my
Just
family and
dancing.
shit. It was a good time. It was a good fucking time. But I couldn't like fully like enjoy the time because I didn't know when we were coming home, and
You
I
had
was
to,
like
like, reach out to
stressing
them.
Oh, I
and
was
stressing and
stressed.
stressing.
That was my favorite.
And not to mention, I was also making a huge mistake and like talking to my ex at the same time.
Oh.
It was not good.
The
Not good.
classic talking to your ex. We all do that.
It
No,
was-
but
it
you
was
know
bad.
what? He does it like
It was
3
bad.
times
Has she
after
told
they
you?
break
Has she
up.
told you how bad it was? It was bad.
It was bad.
It was really bad. We
It
need
was
like
like-
we need
We
like
get-
a whole
we-
entire
Yeah, we need
podcast.
to-
Was she like
just to
a
talk about
recent
that.
ex or
Let's
like?
keep
My
that
last
out of
one.
here.
Okay.
It was
Yeah.
bad. It was Jimena no, not good. Not good.
Another
Not
time.
good. Yep, another time. Okay, so was that your worst story?
Those were my top 3 worst stories.
Okay, so now we got to get to your top 2 or 3, because
I think I got, like,
this is
2.
like what the show is all about. Is about getting to like what your worst stories are with online dating.
Okay.
So, go.
So I'll
We're
tell.
putting all this pressure on you now.
Yeah, I'll tell you like the shorter version first because it's not like there's not too much to it, but I was not like newly single, but it was like kind of like the newly single still where you're like, yes, I want to talk to everyone, I want to hook up with everyone, I want to, you know what I mean?
Damn, that good? Huh?
Yes, like, you know what I mean?
She was having fun.
I was having a good time. So I met these guys. I swiped on this guy on Tinder.
These guys.
Oh, well, first it was one
More
guy.
than one.
Well, it was one guy. And
You were just like, you know what? I'm just gonna try this. I'm just gonna.
well,
more than
so
one.
it was one guy, and he looked pretty cute, and he was 27, so he was like older than me, and I was
That's what you need, though.
I
That's
was
what you need.
20 at the time.
Yeah, that's what you need. 100%.
And yeah, so I was like, he's older, like he's gonna be more mature. He's like, you know, he was tall and cute. So I was like, okay. So I didn't want to go alone, obviously, because I
Tall
was
and
like, there's nothing wrong with short. Short men can be appreciated too. Okay.
It's okay. I'm a hobbit. I'm gonna save everyone. Okay, keep going.
So I didn't want to go alone, obviously, because you know Tinder is scary. So
It is.
yeah. So I asked him if he had any friends or like, you know, he had 2 roommates and I had 2 friends. So I was like, oh, cool, let's all do something.
Right.
So me and my friends went over there and we were all hanging out and they all lived together. So I was like, cool, like we can all just come hang out. And I think the first time that we hung out was like at their, like just in their living room. We were like watching the game. They cooked us food and it was fun. We were like, oh, like yeah, older men are the way to go. Like they're so much more mature. They have their own house, like whatever. So we were having a good time. We hung out like a couple more times with them and then this
And then it
last
got weird.
Oh, it got so weird. This last time we hung out with them, they brought a random guy, and
Okay.
they supposedly said that they didn't know him. But-
Ooh, that is a red flag.
And he had an open container of alcohol with no lid. And
With no lid.
Wait,
he
so
brought it with no lid.
what's the
Red
point you're trying
flag.
to make?
That's a red flag. 2 red
It
flags.
is?
If
You
somebody,
can't even
if
have
I
a
walked
lid.
up to you,
Oh,
with
no
that,
lid.
It had no lid.
Damn. If you have like an open bottle of like liquor in your car with no lid,
He brought it in.
you're risking it,
It
man.
honestly was a big bottle, just like
That's
that.
like not having a case on your phone. You're a fucking savage if you don't do that shit.
Well, it's kind of sketch. So
It is sketch. There can be some fucking hella creepy drugs in there.
Oh,
Have
yeah.
you seen Hangover? Good movie.
no, but I believe it. So.
I believe it.
I believe it.
So we didn't know him, but the 3 guys that we were hanging out with. So this night, I think there was like 5 of us girls. So the 3 of us that were originally going over there, and then 2 other girls that were with us. I won't get into like the whole night because it's like PTSD, but it's traumatizing as
We
shit.
definitely don't want you to like break down and cry.
I'm like sobbing. No, so.
So
So this guy would like, so he was super cute, but like he would make this really weird face at me. Like we would be sitting.
So give us like a little bit of context. So like what is your definition of super cute?
He was like jock, football player, like
Oh,
something.
that's what you like.
Yes, but no. Like I don't know. I don't know.
We're both just
She's
like,
willing
yeah.
to switch it up.
I switched it up. I've dated cowboys. She
Why
knows.
would you do that?
She has.
I have.
She
I-
dated a cowboy for 3 years.
That's why it's not about looks for me.
And he was
I mean, I
short.
get it. I could see you dating a cowboy.
Yeah, and he
I can
wasn't
see you riding a
cute. He
horse.
wasn't a cute cowboy. I'm so sorry, but you weren't cute.
How do you feel about mustaches?
It can't just be one mustache.
Okay, okay. Sorry to like completely interrupt you, but how do you feel about a mustache but it's not like a clean mustache. It's more of like you got stubble and then a mustache.
So
Totally
you
fine.
You like that?
yours?
Totally fine with
That's
that.
not what I have.
I honestly
I
like.
had that for a little bit.
I honestly like face hair, like facial hair.
Face hair.
Facial hair.
I like face hair.
Face hair. Facial hair.
Okay, so continue with your story. So this guy was
Cowboy
super
story.
cute.
Huh?
Cowboy story.
Cowboy story?
Yeah,
keep
continue.
going.
Oh well, this guy's not a cowboy. He's a jock. He
Oh, okay.
played football. Whatever. He was blonde.
He played the CTE sport.
He what?
Yeah, concussions. No, keep going.
She's like, what?
You're gonna lose us.
I don't know what you're talking about.
CTE is like when you hit your head too many times.
He totally was. There's like there's something so weird.
That's funny.
So scary.
funny. That's funny.
Okay, so he would make weird.
His face is like,
What is happening?
We're confused.
the fuck is that?
So yeah, we would just be like hanging out in a group, and like I would casually like be talking to like his friend, and I would look over, and he would be like staring at me, kind of like breathing heavily, like.
Oh my god.
And like honestly,
What?
I was just and this was like I was kind of like I would look at him for a second, and I would just kind of be like, anyway, so and like kind of like
So he was just like breathing like
he would like be staring at me like kind of like trying to figure
Just
me
like-
out almost like well like kind of like eyes squinted, kind of like trying to figure
That's pretty funny.
trying to like figure me
That's
out.
really funny. That's really funny.
No, it wasn't funny.
Okay, keep going.
It wasn't funny, guys.
No, so I would
Interesting.
just kind of be like, okay, weird. And then there was one time that, like, it just kept adding up, kept building, which I should have been like, goodbye. Like,
So every time we'd hang out, he would just sit there and be like,
so the first time we hung out, it wasn't weird. He was really cute. He, like, was like, I was totally, like, falling for it. Like, I was like, oh,
oh damn.
like, okay.
You were falling. Wow.
Like, kind of falling for it, not him.
For it.
For, like, the idea.
persona.
So the idea
The
of him
idea.
is what you're okay. That makes
So
sense. That happens.
Yeah, so I was like, hey, whatever. Then the second time we hung out is when he started like kind of breathing heavily and like staring at me. Like he would be across the room, and I would be like,
I
okay.
can't even imagine that.
No, and I honestly didn't know sometimes like, is he looking at me or like,
What is he
like
thinking
what's
right now?
happening? Yeah. So yeah, and then after that, I went over and this was in front of like a bunch of people, and I was like glad it was because I honestly like was so scared. He like looks at me and he comes up to me, like he's behind me, and he comes up to my neck. This is my neck, okay? And he's like, what if I just like grabbed your throat and like ripped it out? And I literally was like,
Oh.
and I was literally,
Oh.
no, literally, and I was like, don't do that, please.
Please don't.
He was trying to go Rambo on you.
Oh,
Jesus.
no, yeah, I mean, it got way crazy, way crazy. I'm pretty sure, I mean, I won't go into details, but they did drug us. We got drugged by them.
Okay.
Shit.
Oh, wow. What?
Shit.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck. How? Like just like
So,
they just slipped something in your drink.
so
or
the guy
what?
that brought the alcohol, he brought the alcohol with no lid on it, which should have been a huge red flag.
Oh right. Going back to the no
Going
lid
back
guy.
to that guy. So that was the night that I was kind of telling him, but I was like, should I tell that? I don't know. But yeah, we all got drugged.
What was it?
A date rape drug.
Like roofies?
Roofies.
Like hangover? Like full on like I roofied you guys. Like
Yeah, and the guy, so the other roommate that was there was talking to my younger sister, and he was like the same age, and he was like, had like a whole ass baby that he had like a day ago.
a whole ass baby.
A whole ass baby. A whole ass child.
One?
Damn, that's a big baby. A whole ass baby.
Whole ass baby. But
Damn.
that's crazy. Crazy story. I
That
mean, not long
sounds
story.
sketch, yeah.
That
That's
You
a hot
definitely
red
win
flag.
this.
I am so sorry to any woman I've ever offered to give a drink. Damn.
Just don't offer to give a drink out of your.
You know, we were honestly
Lidless
stupid though
shit.
Avoid the
because
neck.
we
Avoid
didn't
the
know
neck.
the guy.
Don't
And he
touch
brought
the neck.
open alcohol containers that we shouldn't have been drinking
Right.
because we didn't know where it came from. We shouldn't have done that. But
Yeah.
thank God we're all okay. But
For real.
fucking
There's a
scary.
time and
Truly.
a place to grab
That's
them.
why Tinder dates are fucking scary. You never know who you're talking to.
Okay, if you ever go to like another sketch place again, let me know. Cause like
I know. Let's track you.
I'll pull up with my AR. We'll take care of shit.
No, yeah. Thankfully, we all left. Actually, the police showed up
Okay, I don't know.
Well, that's
and were banging
Dang.
on the door. They were banging. It was a sketch ass night. I feel like I shouldn't talk about it. So
Sorry, technical difficulties again, but continue.
So yeah, it was crazy, which is why I hate dating online. That's why going forward, I was like, I'm not gonna go with this guy.
Your story honestly changes my perspective on it a lot.
Like going forward with girls.
Yeah, because here's the thing. It's like I would never like it would even cross my mind to do something like that to a girl.
Right.
Like if she came over and she was like and like if I offered her to drink, like I'm not gonna put anything in it, you know, like it's just we're gonna have a good time, like that's it. You know, like it would never even cross my mind to do anything to put her in a position where she's uncomfortable.
Some guys don't need to do that. Some guys do.
Yeah. But exactly, like it's crazy that there's some guys out there like, you know what, the only way that I am going to be able to get any action is if she's unconscious or
Which is
like
horrible.
I drug her, like fuck man. That's why it's scary. I can understand
girls
that's
going
crazy.
forward, like say she's in your room and you're like, hey, you want a drink? I probably wouldn't take that. Like I would be like,
I can totally understand
I'd be
that
like,
now.
no.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I totally get that.
Yeah. And so it's
Fuck.
like, yeah. Which
If
I
that-
feel like girls are just more like,
Right, I get that.
Hey.
You know what though? Like it makes me sad because like for example, I'm a good guy. Daniel's a good guy. Like we wouldn't ever do anything to like hurt a girl. We would never like want to put a girl in an uncomfortable position. But those guys that you just described, they kind of ruin it
I was
for
about to
us.
say.
Oh, yeah.
They
ruin.
they screw us. They screw it for us, but they also help us a lot. Because when you
True.
are a good guy, girls notice that. But they do make it, and I do this whenever I'm talking to a girl or I'm going on a date. Is I try to help them know that I'm like not that way.
You know what's
I try to avoid
you know what's-
any sort of action that would make them think I'm a creep
Exactly.
or in any way like that.
You know what's fucked up though, and one of the things that's kind of frustrating, is that low key, some girls like that shit.
what do you mean?
Like a very, very small percentage.
It-
like
Some girls do, yeah.
Maybe not that exact same, because that's pretty scary. Like that exact same scenario, no. But some girls do like that.
Like
They
being manhandled?
they like dating a guy that they're not sure about. Like a guy that
Yeah.
like they don't know if that guy is going
that
to
makes
like,
them feel on the edge.
is going to
There
be
was-
like
Oh no.
cool, is
this-
going to be like chill and cool with them, or if he's going to be like kind of fucking crazy.
Well, yeah, there's gonna be
Like
that-
some girls
that
honestly like that
But I feel like
risk.
those girls, I feel like there's got to be some underlying like self-esteem issue.
issues.
There
for
were-
sure.
You heard it here
I mean,
first,
hey.
guys. You have some fucking
You have
issues if you
problems.
fucking want that shit.
Ted Bundy had a fan club that waited like outside the prison.
I know that is right there, and it's just.
But you know
fuck,
what?
man.
That's such a small percentage.
No, it is.
Just disclaimer, like you should never assume that a girl.
Majority
is like
of girls
that.
That's
want you
true.
to treat them right. They,
No.
they don't want some.
100%. All I was saying is like I have met some girls that like low key. I think they would be into that kind of stuff. Like they would be like into the like uncertainty of what's going to happen to them,
Yeah, I would hate
which
that
is
shit.
crazy. Like I know to you guys it's
A lot.
fucking crazy, but some girls are like they're like turned on by it almost.
But not that
Which is
certain. A lot of
nuts.
the times it's just guys being a dick. Some girls like that.
Yeah.
Some girls like that.
I mean, I feel like it starts there.
They don't like when you're
It's-
nice to them.
It starts with like, oh, I like a guy that's kind of a dick to me, and then it starts to evolve into like, I like a guy that like,
Hits
I
me.
don't know if he's.
Hits me.
I don't know if he's gonna hurt me. You know what I mean?
No, who the fuck? No.
There's some
Some
girls
people
like that.
don't like. to be
100%.
treated-
I've met girls like that. Not kidding.
Really?
Yep.
Oh my
But
god.
you definitely do not want to be dating a girl like that because
No.
it's just
She has some issues she needs to work through.
she
Yeah,
definitely
you
like
accept
she
the love
should.
you think you deserve.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's a red flag. If a girl is into anything that is even close to that, it's definitely a red flag. And guys out there that are listening, like, don't go for that kind of stuff. I know that maybe
That's
it's
not wifey
hard.
material.
I know it's hard because like you've tried and you've tried and you've tried, and it seems like you always get these girls that are into this crazy shit. Don't go for it because it's not going to be good for you in the long run.
No.
Not good for the girl or the guy. Just don't do it.
No.
Damn, we just went deep.
I know. I'm so sorry. I went so
No,
deep.
no, no.
I wasn't even like
That-
really gonna hit.
That's
Don't
like
be sorry.
dominatrix shit.
No,
Sorry, I
don't-
gave you guys such a good material.
no, yeah, exactly. Seriously, fuck. This is gonna fucking just get sent because of what you just.
We are
fucking
going
told
to
us.
pop off.
No, for real.
No.
That was a good story. God damn.
I feel like I have some pretty crazy ones.
That just gave me like a whole new perspective on like.
Hopefully,
Dating.
any girls or anyone that sees this will want to share their stories like you did.
Yeah,
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
100%. That's what
I
we're
feel like
looking
it's
for.
important to like talk about your experiences so that guys are like, oh shit, I never even thought about it that way.
Hey, Jimena, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Are you ready for bed?
Yeah.
I knew it.
She
I could just
totally
tell by the
looks
look
like
on
it.
your face that you're just like,
She's like, I'm into this conversation.
I'm
but
kinda
I
like
don't
over
wanna
it.
talk.
No.
This
It's
is
like,
good,
you
but-
guys, I literally woke up so early today. I woke up at 6 in the morning and like I have been going to bed at like 10:30, like 11 every night.
What time?
Right.
So as soon as it hits 10, I just start like getting a little tie-tie.
I'm with you there. I go to bed at 10 and wake up at like
Do
5.
you? I know. It's like, dude, like this is what this year has done to me. Like I'm 21 and like I go to bed earlier than
I
I
feel
did before.
it's weird. I mean, my schedule's crazy because it's so random, and like most of the time, I'm not doing any heavy like lifting work until probably like 1 or 2 p.m. And so that usually means that I go to bed at like 2 or 3, and then I'm getting
Your
up.
mornings are not the most productive time.
I'm getting up at like 9. Okay, so we've gone long enough. We're gonna end it here now. We're gonna go around the table so everybody can introduce their Instagram
Shameless
usernames.
plug.
I don't use it a lot, but so you don't have to follow me. It's Dan the Delivery Man.
Dan Delivery Man.
Delivery
Okay.
Man. All right, mine is Jimena with 2 A's, Jimena. Well, that's 3.
Try
Jimena Moreno. That is my Instagram, and then I also have a YouTube channel that is just Jimena Moreno.
Isn't that your makeup?
Emily, what's yours?
Yeah.
Makeup?
Mine's Emily with 2 underscores, Danelle, and that's all. And it's
She is single, guys. So if you're a good man with like more than a 6-figure income, hit her
You
up.
know,
Yeah.
you know what she likes. You know what she doesn't like.
Definitely needs a guy with a high income.
Gotta have the good smell as well.
Oh,
Not just a
100%.
high income, maybe just like common sense.
Common sense,
He has to have a
6-figure
brain.
income.
He has to have a brain.
All right, mine is Moreno JJ94, and I am going to make a specific Instagram page for the podcast, so you guys can follow it. It'll probably be called something along the lines of casual. What was it? What did I say it was going to be?
I don't know. We're gonna have to go back and like listen.
Only casual, right?
Only casual.
Or something
Maybe.
No, something
Something
casual.
casual.
Something casual.
We don't
That's what
even
it's gonna
know.
be.
We
So
already
sorry, this
forgot.
has been a little bit like we tried to rip it as much as possible, but we cut it a little bit because cameras failed,
Batteries
and
dying.
our batteries are dying, and stuff like that. We're gonna get it to where it's better, but we'll catch
Bear
you guys
with
next
us.
time. We have another episode coming up in probably a week from now, so watch
See you
out.
then.
See you then. See you guys.
Okay.